Okay, hello dear friends, good evening. So when I do this video voiceover, it's actually evening time. This happened a couple of weeks ago. I went to San Francisco, and then I went further north, and then I lost my way. And then I searched on Google Map to look for a new place and found this beautiful paradise-like place. And there was a lake. You know, in California, we are always short of water, and seeing a lake is just like unbelievably blessed and beautiful. And I stopped by just to see the muddy water. It's a little bit muddy because of the recent rains. And because of the mud, it makes it even more beautiful sentimentally. Because we finally got some water from heaven, and that is such a blessing. So I lost my way, and I'm very happy that I lost my way so that I can discover new and different places. And my goal is actually to go to Petaluma. And then I kept on driving, and here is Petaluma. And this is the local library and museum, free public library and museum. So this is an Andrew Carnegie building. And as I heard and I searched online, there are many Andrew Carnegie buildings. He built a lot of free public libraries and donated to the city. And I think in his view, he viewed to the people as a free public library. So there is one, and there are many other cities having this. Look at this beautiful design. And this is called neoclassic architectural design, and it was actually designed by a local architect. And his name is McNear. Yes, I think it's McNear. And this is Andrew Carnegie. And so why do I come to this place to begin with? A couple of years ago, I came with my friend, came to Petaluma, and we had a cup of coffee. And we saw there is a local museum, but the museum was already closed. So in the heart of my all hearts, I always wanted to come back. And this weekend, I finally got a chance to come further north than San Francisco. So I was thinking just to keep on driving. And it's such a blessing. It's such a fortunate opportunity that I came to this place. So I did some video, and right now it's voiceover because the background sound is quite noisy. And I also did some live on-site talks, whispering. So Petaluma is in near the river, by the riverside. So as any civilization, the Chinese Yellow River, the Niles in Egypt, and Amazon River, as any river, as any civilization, as any important culture, Petaluma is located near the river, and it was very, very much blessed by the river water, and it brought transportation and goods and the development. And Petaluma was also a very, even up to today, is a very agricultural center of California. Not really center, but very heavy agricultural area, very rural. And you see the development is very interesting. And these are the things, the local antiques and the local relics people used, and some bottles. At that time, these are the medicines for, I could not see clearly, but the local medicines, the remedies. And this is such a beautiful construction building, the beautiful architect. And Petaluma was used to be the egg basket of America. And the poultry industry was very, very developed. And they even developed some egg cleaning machine. And this egg cleaning machine changes water daily, changes tower, the cleaning tower daily. And it's very interesting to see the history of this place. And there are all kinds of industry relating to eggs and poultry. And I think Petaluma has the only pharmacy for chicken.
Okay. Hello, dear friends. Forgive me if you feel there is missing some consistency. Actually, I did this voiceover about 1 or 2 months ago. The video was taken about 2 months ago. And then I went to Taiwan, went to North Carolina, Raleigh, and then I went to New York, and I lost the track of it. So now let me try to pull it back, and I want to finish this voiceover. And I feel this place is so interesting, Petaluma, and just makes me more interesting to know the history about this place. And Petaluma was so developed in the poultry, in the chicken raising, that Petaluma has the only chicken pharmacy in the whole nation. No place in the world or no place in America has a particular pharmacy for chicken to take care of the chicken or to cure the disease. And this is the quality control of chicken eggs. So when you have the egg, the first level is so dense, and it's not running, and then the second level of egg is a little bit easy to lose with time. With time, the egg white becomes more or less mélange together, mix up together. So it lost its freshness and consistency. This actually brings me to think about peeling eggs. A lot of times we say it is difficult to peel the egg, the freshly boiled egg. I think there is another reason, that is the freshness of the egg. When the egg is old, it's already dried up a little bit, it's already separating. There is a membrane start to form, and that is easy to peel. But the fresh egg is very hard to peel. Even if you boil it for a long time, hard-boiled egg still is not very easy to peel. And in my family, we do first we boil the egg and then put into cold water. Cold water is enough. Some more luxury people can use ice water. It is the same thing actually. The coldness will stop the cuisson, will stop the cooking, and actually when I boil the egg, I put some salt. It kind of makes sense, right? The salt absorbs the water because there is an imbalance. There is an unequal equilibrium of density of salt and density of water freshness. So it helps to absorb the moisture from the egg and make it easy to separate. And yeah, that's something about my egg story. Let's come back to this place. And this is the local museum, and with antiquity, with cultural relics, and people's life, their original life. And it's very interesting to see it, especially this time when I went to North Carolina. Oh, this is Vallejo, and this is one of the first pioneer, not really pioneer, founder person of this place. I need to check history book about this person, and the residence of his place has become a historic relic. I didn't have time to visit that. I think it's Adobe or Ranch. I didn't have time to visit this time. Maybe sometime later I will go to visit. Anyway, Petaluma is not far away from where I live, and Petaluma's blossom is has to sink to the river, and the same as any civilization, Amazon civilization, Chinese Yellow River civilization, the Great Lake civilization, the Niles civilization, Indian, what is the Indian river? I forgot the name. Oh, Ganga River civilization. Any civilization comes beside the river because of the fertile, very nourished land, earth, and the water system. And Petaluma is the same because of the Petaluma River. So it has a very easy transport. And during the gold digging, the gold rush, Petaluma was served one of the most important port between San Francisco and the gold digging area. And another very unique thing about Petaluma is the construction style. And the architect, there is one of the most prominent architect. His name was Brainerd Jones, and a lot of this building was designed by him. And you can see it was very interesting design and very artistic design and very very functional. It really stands out from the normal daily life use, but still have the use of daily life. And I had some picture later on you can see. And Brainerd Jones was regarded as one of the most prominent, important person. Oh, this was the library. I am inside this building. One of the most important and notable person, historically important in the history of Petaluma, because of his architectural design, because of his contribution on this. And so let's come back to talk about my recent experience. So recently I visited this Petaluma, I visited Sausalito, visited North Carolina, Raleigh, and I got so interested into the history of this place. And it really ignites my curiosity, and I want to know, I want to understand how things work. How things work in the sense of science and technology, of mathematics, of logic, and how our world, our life, our culture works or exists in the sense of cultural heritage, of history. Why people think that way, behave that way. It is because of the history, because of the background, and all this. When you think and when you put yourself into that particular historical point, it helps us to understand the world much better. And this is the lifestyle, the usual lifestyle of Petaluma people 100 years ago or more than 100 years ago. And if we use our current level to judge it, to observe it, we will think, oh, that is not hygiene enough, and that is not smart enough. But if we live in that moment and think, this is a washing machine, and think about the way the people slowly, progressively develop into the stage, and it makes us has a better, clear understanding of why people think and behave a certain way. Do I make any sense? And just looking at these things brings so much questions and interest. We came from here, and the country came from here, and the civilization developed step by step. America used to have developed a train system, railroad system, and then it is lost. Now there's so limited train service, so limited public transportation service.
Distinguished person in the history of Petaluma.
That is
the life used to be.
That is kind of sad. That not sad. It's a history development anyway.
200 years.
And this is an old, very well established one of the residential house of the area, and this doll house was donated by one of the residents of Petaluma. And just thinking about it, I'm thinking about the public transportation, and many years ago, 50 years ago, 100 years ago, we had the world has less population and has more room for development, has more room to build road. Then everyone can have a car, and still there is no traffic, there is not a problem. But as the society, the industry, as our life improve, with the population increase, with the resource that we wasted, we overconsumed, it becomes very rare to have land to develop road transportation. And just to think about the traffic in Bay Area, in Los Angeles, in New York, in anywhere of the world, in Beijing, the huge parking lot, the highway become a huge parking lot. And it is really calling us for the development of public transportation. And our idea, our right of developing our freedom is actually becomes the curse of our freedom. Do I make any sense? Everyone can have a car, and this is an American dream. And now everyone has a car, then no car can drive because of the traffic, because of the congestion. We should think about what we have done to the world and reflect on it and plan for the future that is more sustainable, that is more friendly to our planet, which is kinder to our planet. I just feel we are too harsh to our planet. We eat too much, we consume too much, and we are exhausting our resources. That's my thought. Did I come back again? This video is quite long. I enjoyed this place. I went down, I come back, and then I went down, and then I come back. Maybe this is a little bit too long, and I will cut it short here. Okay, let me continue with my blah blah blah. So later on I went to downtown area, and there are many new shops, and I think 2 or 3 years ago, or maybe 5 years ago, I came here, and it was not so vibrant and chic and fancy like this. And within short time, it really developed very much. I think Silicon Valley's influence, with people coming here during weekend, with people more and more interested in developing new places, discovering new things, new areas, this place is starting to prosper, and it's very interesting. This one has 2 floors. I think they have not yet come to complete all the renovation. Upper floor they make into little boutiques, selling very interesting gifts, boutiques, clothes, and wind chime, and all kinds of fancy and interesting things. But the downstairs they have not yet, the underground has not yet totally fixed. And outside the street you can see the construction style, very interesting also. Another thing about the restoration of Petaluma is that has something to do with the history. Of course, always have something to do with history. So in the at the beginning of 1906 or something, the San Francisco earthquake, San Francisco got damaged very big, very dramatically. But Petaluma was not damaged so much because of the construction style, because of the good quality building. So there was only minor damage, so they could recover quite soon. And in the 1960s, the hippies start to move into Petaluma area because the city becomes expensive, and they want to find a place to live, and this is a good place. And these people, they are very much against the over swollen development. They do not want to change too much. They want to keep the city its historical charm, and also because of the economy problem, or people developing in San Francisco, in other area, and there was no fund, no money to destroy the old streets to build new buildings. So because of the lack of money, it's actually at the end secured this place to keep its original charm. So those buildings was not damaged because they didn't have money to pull it down, to turn it down. Oh, excuse me, there is something wrong with my refrigerator. It's beep, 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 beep. Okay, I come back. So the short of fund actually at the end saved the city, or in a way that secured the old charm of the city. And then later on the city has registered the main street as historical heritage, so will not be damaged. And this is a little park in the downtown area. It's a very small park with restaurants and boutiques on the side, and it's a very charming little area. There are crepes, ice cream, coffee shop, and some interesting restaurants besides. And Petaluma I feel, is not very big. There are 2 main streets, parallel main streets, or 3 main streets, and that's it. But it's full of charm, and it's full of life. And to see the building, each building is different. It brings so much joy, so much style. And I know there are, and I know there are some other places, other cities. This is a church. Look at this beautiful church. And there's a wedding there. Beautiful. And I know some city has a city planning rule to make sure all the shops has the same logo, has the same sign. That would be very boring, don't you agree? I think each city has its own charm, and each shop should have their own liberty, within a certain range, of course, and within a safety range, within an aesthetic range. And then on my way back home, I drove along the streets, and I stopped. This is not a rich area, not a poor area. This is just the main street area. And driving around the city, mostly you see houses like this, and that is so beautiful. So I hope you enjoy this story. I love you. I really do. Enjoy life, and try to learn to know more about our history in our neighborhood. Welcome to the hood. This is a church, very well taken care of. Isn't it a beautiful city? I love you, I really do. Do.